guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the final palette from the tie-dye collection from Colourpop Cosmetics. Today we are going to be reviewing the Aura and Out palette. Like I said, this is the final palette of the tie-dye collection that I will be reviewing. In case you missed it, I did review the Inner Trance and Miss Bliss palette as well, so I'll leave that in some cards somewhere here for you guys if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, today we're just going to focus on Aura and Out, and I'll give you guys my thoughts, the whole rundown, swatches, comparisons, and my 3 looks towards the end of the video. So if you guys are curious about all of that, then just continue watching. So I think I'm wearing the same top as my last video, but that video was filmed last week and I wanted to be monochromatic for this look. I didn't have anything this sort of green. This was like the closest thing, and you guys know me. I'm gonna find every opportunity to be monochromatic, so excuse that. I just love the sweater. But anyway, let's talk about Aura and Out. This is $12 US. It's their 9-pan palette, and again, part of their tie-dye collection. So in this palette, you will receive 3 mattes, 2 satins, 2 metallics, 1 super shock shadow, and 1 pressed glitter. There is 1 repeat shade, and that is Young Love. We have seen this in the Smoke Show palette. I believe the Smoke Show palette is called something else now, but it's their black and white palette, and Young Love does appear in that palette too. But other than that, all the other shades from my research are all brand new shades. So from that little rundown, you will get every single formula that Colourpop has to offer when it comes to their eyeshadows. Overall, I think this palette out of the 3, now that I have used all 3 palettes, to me this palette is the most unique. And I think if you're going into the tie-dye collection and you're thinking about picking up an eyeshadow palette and you want something very unique that Colourpop doesn't have yet, then I would say Aura and Out is your best choice, because the shades in here are honestly so unique. I don't have it in my collection whatsoever, especially the greens. I think the greens is what makes this palette so special. I'm going to show you a green look that I wore for my June favorites, and I took this photo. It was like an apple inspired photo, and you can see the greens in this photo is not really the same as this photo that I'm showing you right now. The first photo I took, I used Meant to Be and Just My Luck, but you can see that is more of like a dark forest green, and it doesn't match the green apple. But when I use Aura and Out to do this photo, it matched the green apple so well, and I think this type of green is just so special, so unique. I haven't seen it before. I don't have it in any other palette that I own. It is just one of its kind, and it's literally the perfect green apple green, and the color combination here is so pretty as well. I love it so much. Again, just very unique with the yellow and orange and the mint blue on the side. I think all around this palette just complements each other so well. For the pressed glitter, I have the same sort of thinking that I did with the Miss Bliss. Like, I think for the pressed glitter in this palette, they could have done something different. I think all the 3 glitters throughout the tie-dye collection is pretty similar. They could have did like a lime green or something, but that's just my thoughts. They are slightly different, but honestly, once it's on the eyes, they look pretty much the same. But overall, the palette I really enjoyed, and I think the 3 looks that I created, I probably couldn't have created with any other palette that I have in my collection. Maybe something similar, but I think for look 2 and this look that I'm wearing right now, definitely don't have those shades in my collection to create those looks. So I think this is one of a kind. So I guess to sum up the tie-dye collection, if you are looking for something very unique, you don't have in your collection, just something fun, pastel and bright, I would say go for Aura and Out. If you want something that's more on the purple, blue, cool tone side, and you don't have any of their other pastel palettes, then I would say go for Inner Trance. You will get a lot of pinks, purples, and blues in that palette. And if you just want something from the tie-dye collection that is easy to pull off and you're not really into color, then I would say Miss Bliss is probably your option. So I think depending on you, there is probably an option for you out of the 3 palettes. But for me personally, and owning a lot of palettes already, I think Aura and Out was probably the best addition to my collection and the one that I had most fun playing with. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to put over the screen the comparisons that I have for you guys. There's only going to be shade by shade comparisons because I feel like there isn't a palette comparison to compare to Aura and Out. I feel like if I was to compare it to any of the green palettes or the blue palettes, there's not enough comparisons to compare. But I hope you guys will find the shade by shade comparisons. You will will see there isn't a lot because, again, very unique palette and shades that Colourpop definitely does not have it yet. But yeah, hopefully you guys will find this part helpful. Alright, so that was the review and comparisons, and we can now move into the 3 looks. So for the first look, it is inspired by a makeup look that I saw on Pinterest. I'm not too sure who the makeup artist is, so if you guys know, let me know down below and I will be sure to give the correct credits in my description box. But this is the look that we're gonna go for the first look. I'm gonna start off with the shade Solar Hour, and this is going to be our transition shadow. But I'm going to place this at the center of my eyes first because that's where the shadow is mainly going to be. So I want the most pigmentation there, so I'm going to stamp that on and then start using windshield wiping motions to get this blended out towards the left and right edges, but we just want this main color at the center of our eyes. I also take this onto my lower lash line as well, just to give a slight definition to the lower lash. I'm then actually going to move into my eyeliner. I'm taking the Colourpop BFF liquid liner in the shade Grande, and I'm going to use this to line my lash line and also create a cat eye wing. You can see that my wing is more angular. It's going up into a cat eye shape because I really want to elongate my eyes for this look. So I'm creating just like a medium size wing. It's not too dramatic, but it's not like a baby wing. And I also go in with a brown eyeshadow to sort of smudge that out and define it. This is just how I do my wing. You could just use the liquid liner. You don't have to go in with the brown eyeshadow. Then I'm gonna go into the shade Vibes, and I'm gonna mix a little bit of Young Love. So Young Love is just a matte white, and this is going to help brighten and lighten the shadow vibes because I want this to really pop out and really stand out. Just mixing it in with the white is going to lighten and brighten an eyeshadow, and I think it's great that it's in this palette that we can work with this shadow. So I'm first going to place this at the outer corners of my eyes, right on top of my wing. You are gonna get a bit of the shadow on your wing, but that's no problem. We can go over our wing and make that darker again, but you just want to focus this right on top of your wing and at the outer corner. Not a lot of the shadow is actually on my actual lid space. It's really just at the outer third of my eyes. It does look a little bit weird, but I feel like once we have lashes on, it comes together. So we're also going to take that same combination, Vibes and Young Love, into the inner corners of our eyes. I'm going to stamp that on to get the most pigmentation, and then I'll slowly start diffusing this up towards my brows and towards my lid space, just so it's like really diffused and it's just not like a stamp of mint in my inner corners. It's really blown out and it's just really highlighted. And what I like about this combo is that Vibes actually is a satin shadow, so you will see little specks of glitters here and there, and I think it adds to this all matte eye look. But now I'm going to curl my lashes and apply mascara to get them ready for my false lashes. The false lashes I'm wearing today are from House of Lashes in the style Iconic Light. I decided to pop on silver little gems underneath my eyes because my under eyes was looking a little bit bare and I wanted to just spice it up a little bit. So I added this little gem right at the center on my lower lash line. Alright you guys, so this is the first look completed. I hope you guys enjoyed the final inspired makeup look. I think this is a great way to incorporate color into more of like a natural, soft glam makeup look. Obviously it is pretty glam. We got the false lashes and the little gem underneath our eyes, but I think it's very soft and it's a great way to incorporate these pastel colors. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this first look. And now onto the second look. I'm gonna start off with the shade Fresh Cut, and this is gonna go all over our lid space. It's pretty much going to be the base color that you're gonna see throughout the eye look. So I'm just going to work that into my crease, use windshield wiping motions to blend that up towards my brow bone and also out towards the outer third. I also take this onto my lower lash line as well, just sweeping that from the outer corner right to the inner corner, but making sure at the outer corner you are connecting those shadows. I'm then moving into the shade Healing Heart, and I'm just going to use the shadow dry. I don't want it to be too foiled. I'm just going to sweep that pretty much right on top of Fresh Cut. Healing Heart is pretty much exactly the same color as Fresh Cut, but in a metallic form, so they pair so well together. And I really just wanted to spotlight these two shadows because I feel like they're super unique, so I'm just going to do a full-on monochromatic look with these two shadows. I then take Energetics, which is the pressed glitter, and I'm just going to dab this very lightly throughout the eye look just to give a little bit more dimension and texture, so you can see different sizes of glitter. And I feel like when you have different sizes, it really shines through and just gives the eye look a little bit of sparkle. I do take a little bit of this glitter onto my lower lash line just at the center because I felt like the lower lash was looking a little bit bare. And now it's time to create our wing. I am going to be cheating a little bit because I did take a dark green eyeshadow from the Just My Luck palette to create this wing. I didn't want to use a black because I felt like it was going to be too strong, and I didn't want to use a brown because I wanted to be monochromatic for this look, so I went for a dark green eyeshadow. I'm just taking that on an angle brush to line my lash line and then create a very sharp, skinny wing. And then I'm going to curl my lashes and apply mascara. I'm going to wear falsies today, of course, and the falsies that I'm wearing are from Petite Cosmetics in the style Honey. And this, you guys, is the second look completed. I hope you guys enjoyed this very, very monochromatic look. I feel like this is the same color as the eyeshadow palette, so very on theme for the second look. I really wanted to highlight these two shadows specifically. I personally don't have a shadow like this in my collection, so I just wanted to spotlight this and just do a full-on monochromatic look for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this second look. And now onto the final look. I'm gonna start off with the shade Your Vision, and this is going to be our transition shadow. So I'm just going to work that straight into my crease using windshield wiping motions like always. I'm just going to blow the shadow all over the lid, up to the brow bone and outer corners. This is going to work as our base color, and it is a pretty light shadow, so it's going to be pretty easy to blend, so you won't have any troubles with that. Then I'm going to move into the shade Fresh Cut, and I'm going to start packing this on at the outer corners of my eyes, just on the lid space, and then I'll slowly start blending that up into my crease, but not too high because I still want that yellow to peek through. So we're just going to focus this more on our lids at the outer corners, and I also take this onto my lower lash line as well, but once again just at the outer corners, connecting the shadows. Now I am going into the shade of Vibes, and this is going at the inner third of my eyes. I'm going to pack this onto my lid to get the pigmentation, and then once again blend that up into the crease area, but not too high. I also take this into my inner corners as well, just to give some color and definition at the inner corners, and you guessed it, taking that onto the lower lash line as well, but only at the inner third. So we're just kind of mimicking what we did on our top lid onto our lower lash line. Now I am taking the shadow Young Love, and I'm going to place this at the inner corners of my eyes to highlight this area. We already have that mint blue placed down, but placing Young Love on top is definitely going to lighten the inner corners and also act as a highlighter. Next, I'm going to take the shade Soul Sister, and I'm just going to use my ring finger to pack this on at the center of my eyes, sort of where the green and blue meets. This is where we're going to put this metallic shadow. It's a combination of a blue and green, so I think it's like the perfect shadow to combine these two mattes together, and it's also going to give the eye look some dimension as well. I also take a little bit of this onto my lower lash line where the two mattes meet. Then I'm gonna go into Energetics, and that is the pressed glitter, and I'm just gonna place that right on top of the Super Shock Shadow Soul Sister, just to give more dimension to the eye look. And I'm also gonna put that on my lower lash line on top of that Super Shock Shadow as well. Now I am taking my Colourpop BFF liquid liner in the shade Grande, and I'm going to use this to line my lash line, and then I will go in with a dark brown eyeshadow to create a smoky but soft wing. And now I'm just going to curl my lashes and apply mascara and then pop on my false lashes. These ones are from Petite Cosmetics in the style Daisy. These are my go-to lashes when I do a sort of fun pastel look, because they're pretty long and they're very sparse, but they give a nice flare to the eyes, but you still can see the eyeshadow underneath. Now to finish off the look, I'm going to place two gems, a lime green one at the outer corners of my eyes to match with the green, and then I'm going to place a silver one at the inner corners of my eyes to complement the mint blue. Alright you guys, so this is the third look completed. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely think this final look represents this palette the most. We have the hint of yellow, the green, and the blue. So we have all of the color combinations in this palette on our eyes, and I definitely love this color combo. I don't think I could have made this eye look with any other palette that I have in my collection, so I'm obsessed, and I hope you guys are too. And that is the final look. Alright you guys, that is going to complete today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to let me know which look out of the three was your favorite down below. I personally liked all. I feel like they all give a different vibe and they all have like a different theme. Maybe look 2 and 3 were my personal favorite, but let me know yours down below. I love hearing your feedback and just chatting with you guys after every upload. It's so much fun. I've been doing live premieres a lot recently with all of my Colourpop uploads, so that's been really fun chatting with you guys. But if you guys did enjoy this video and found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up for me. I would appreciate it so much. It also helps me out as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!